Hello everyone. Tonight we're having pork chops and all those things and rice pilaf, and I'm going to make some kale salad to go along with that. We've been getting the farmers market buckets. We did Misfits a couple weeks, and this week we're trying Off the Muck. My friend Caitlin recommended it. So we got kale, and usually I put kale in soup. I know there's like some kale casseroles and things like that out there. But tonight I'm going to do a kale salad. So right now I'm just cutting the ribs out of the back. If I was cooking this, I would be a little less worried about the ribs, especially if I was doing like a braised kale, cooking it down with a lot of liquid. But for our raw salad, I want to get those ribs out of there. And I'm using a small cutting board, so cut these up before I finish the rest of them. The kale's going to get massaged with olive oil, which will help tenderize it and provide like some silkiness to it as well. Let's do, how much does that look like? The kale salad's nice too because even though it has a dressing on it, it holds up really well in the refrigerator. It doesn't get soggy. It's not like when you go out to a restaurant and you have a lettuce salad, and even if you put a little dressing on it and then you bring it home and you're like, oh, I'll have this for leftovers tomorrow. No, it's never as good the next day. This would make a really good salad to bring to a potluck too, because it holds up well. It doesn't have mayonnaise. There's no ingredients that you have to worry about poisoning people with. That looks pretty good. All right. That's a decent amount of kale in our kale salad. So now I'm going to do the massaging. You just dump a little bit of oil, like a tablespoon or so. I'm doing some olive oil. And you get right in there with your fingers, and you're just going to massage, toss it around, and then you're going to rub the olive oil into the leaves. And just keep massaging. So weird, right? Makes you feel like a masseuse. And the dressing will have seasoning, but I'm also going to season the kale with salt before I move on and make the dressing. I was pretty interested in the kale that we got in our order this week because it's purple kale, which I've never purchased at Wegmans before. I've always gotten the typical common kale. I've not cooked with Tuscan or curly kale, I think it's also called. I've not cooked with that. So this will be a nice, something new to try tonight. Purple kale salad. It's going to have blue cheese, almonds, some red wine vinegar tonight. You could use sherry vinegar though. That'd be pretty good. Shallot. All right, that's looking pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of salt on it right now. Toss that around, and then, yeah, you're fine, hon.
What about start the pork chops?
Well, how much longer does the rice pilaf have?
Yeah, 25 minutes when I put it in, so it's probably got 20.
Oh, you can wait a few minutes. I'm just going to wash my hands.
You want these in the downstairs basement?
Where are they?
The tops?
Yeah, thanks. All right. I think I've talked on other videos about buying things in bulk and then we freeze them. So we're having 4 pork chops. We're cooking 4 pork chops tonight. We're going to eat 2 of them and then we'll have leftovers for tomorrow. So this is a shallot. Going to do a thin slice on this and saute it for our dressing. Sometimes I do raw shallot in the dressing, which is really nice. Shallots are milder than onions, but stronger than a green onion. I really like them minced. Ooh, let's get some of this crud out of the way here. There we go. Minced for dressings. You could do a nice thin half moon, would look really good too. It'll just cook up a little faster. And if you're not like an onion lover, or if it upsets your stomach, don't use onions in this dressing. I think I'm gonna do maybe a little garlic in it too today. So if you don't like those things, use something else, or if powdered doesn't bother you. That looks like a good amount. We'll save this other half a shallot for something else. All right. Let me grab some garlic. Last time I went live, remember they were low on garlic at the store. Well, I went again today, and guess what? No garlic again, so I'm stuck peeling my own. Oh my goodness, there we go. So the kind of fun part about garlic at home is you do get to use your brute strength here. So one of the flat sides of the garlic clove put down, and then with your palm, crush. Ooh, did you guys notice? I got a new watch for running. My square one was starting to die. It was first generation Vivo Active, and it just, the watch face was really scratched. It wasn't holding a charge as long as I liked. Plus, you know, a new watch can be motivating to get out there, do my exercising. Been going walking with one of my girlfriends. Just when the weather's nice, it's pretty easy to social distance. Just stay a couple, well, 6 feet, obviously, away from each other. We walk in the road, so that's pretty easy. And I also could have pasted this for the dressing, but since I'm going to cook it, I'm doing just a little mince on it because it's going to saute with the shallots anyway, so it's going to be okay. That looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to throw these into a small saute pan with some olive oil over medium heat because I don't want my garlic to burn. Burnt garlic taste is the worst. Ugh. All right. Get these sauteing, and then I'll work on the rest of the dressing. Down a bit. There we go. All right. Let's see. Little bowl for the dressing. All right. So, gonna do some red wine vinegar in here. Again, cherry vinegar might be a nice addition. I like this because it's pretty mild. So a little red wine vinegar. We're gonna do some honey. Now, I should have my sister Brie come on and talk about this because this has, I don't even know what the right word is. Brie would know. Her aunt-in-law, they have an apiary and they make honey. She gave that away as a favor at her wedding. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to microwave honey because it does something to it. But I need this to not be a paste, so I am going to microwave it just for 10 seconds and see if I can't get it to loosen up a bit. Handy little whisk. All right, much better. And I don't even need all this honey, I just knew I was going to have to microwave it, so I put a few blobs in. All right, some honey in there. Whisk that, hopefully to dissolve it. We're gonna do some salt and pepper with our awesome Fletcher mill. All right, that looks good. Some salt. Just stirring my sauteing aromatics. Hey babe, you can probably start the pork chops.
What am I putting in here? Butter? Oil?
No, oil. You do vegetable oil from the cabinet. So we were just discussing what type of oil to saute the pork chops in, and vegetable oil is a better choice for high heat. Olive oil can sometimes get like a funky taste to it, and we're searing these in a cast iron, so we are high heat today for sure. All right, there's that part. We're gonna whisk some olive oil into our dressing. And we're just looking to emulsify and make like a creamy, all right, see how that's like thickened? Delish. All right, the other things we're putting in are some almonds and either cranberries or raisins. Let me see what we have in the pantry. All right, we've got almonds, toasted coconuts. Oh, there we go, some raisins.
Okay, those are in there.
Yes. All right, so we're doing some golden raisins, some blanched sliced almonds in the salad. All right, our aromatics have sauteed. A little bit brown, nice and soft. Whisk those right into the dressing. Yum. All right, taste. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Maybe a touch more salt, actually. Oh, the red wine vinegar and the honey together are fantastic. All right, and blue cheese for the salad as well. So Wegmans makes 2 containers that look like this. I did buy blue cheese because later in the week we're gonna have ribeyes. So I'm gonna do sauteed mushrooms and blue cheese on top of the ribeyes. But the other thing they make that looks just like this is gorgonzola, and that has a wonderful, little bit milder of a funky taste to it. So it's perfect for, gosh, just about everything. My friend Megan loves blue cheese, and every time I buy it, I think of her.
Or set this on.
Oh, throw the sink.
Okay.
I just didn't know if I'd need it. I love how the gorgonzola or blue cheese smells. It's got the nice veining. It is fantastic. Oh my gosh, just love it. All right, so I'm gonna sprinkle some blue cheese crumbles in here. Again, saving some for my steaks later in the week. I can always add a little more cheese if I need to. Then we've got our golden raisins. And if for some reason your raisins were a little bit dried out, you can pour some boiling water over them or put them in a microwave safe container with some water, microwave them for a little bit, and then drain them real well and they'll plump right back up. So I'm gonna do a couple handfuls of raisins. That's pretty good. Then we've got the crunch from our almonds. Yum. And you could toast these too. I'm feeling like really lazy right now, so I'm like, meh. That looks pretty good. And then our dressing. We'll toss it all together and we should be good to go. And I'm only going to use like, I'm going to do that much dressing, then give it a little toss and see if it needs more moisture. Raisins would be a really good addition to this. Dried cranberries for like a fall salad. You could do some apples that you toss in a little bit of the dressing so they don't turn brown. Pecans are another thing we put in this all the time, and they're fantastic. All right, that looks pretty darn good. All right, so there we go. We've got goat cheese, not goat cheese, blue cheese almond kale salad, and we're having that with some pork chops and rice pilaf tonight. Hope you guys enjoy. Happy cooking.